All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. Sorry about the delay. We were having some technical issues, Wi-Fi connection issues. All right. So my name is Zachary Khan. I'm the current international president for Circle K, and I go to Northeastern University. I'm a fifth-year health science student, originally born in New Jersey, lived in New Hampshire for most of my life, and I'm finishing up undergraduate degree this year. Hopefully going to go to med school next year. I'm just going to we have a few other people on with us today, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves too. So if we want to start off, Josh.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. Thanks very much for coming. I see some familiar names out there. I'm Josh Dotson. I'm the CKI manager in Indianapolis. I've been on the team for a little bit over 2.5 months. But really happy to be partnering with y'all and with the students and with Kiwanis. And so, yeah, happy to be here.
And then Linda.
Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Lother, and I am a trustee on the International Board. And one of my assignments is currently working with the Circle K International Board. So I'm here kind of wearing two hats tonight as that trustee counselor to the CKI board, but I'm also, like all of you, an advisor to a CKI club in Michigan at Eastern Michigan University. So I'm here gathering information as well as hanging out with Zach and Josh.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, both of you. So just a quick introduction for the purpose of these calls. So they're to give you all some updates from international, and then we're going to have a little bit of a roundtable discussion. So anything that you'd like to bring up, we're going to give you the opportunity to do so. So first off, I just want to see who we have here today. So if you want to raise your hand if you're a faculty advisor, you can raise your hand on Zoom or with the thing. Awesome. And then how many Kiwanis advisors do we have here too? Awesome.
If you can
And
see
then,
me?
yeah, I can see those.
Where'd I go?
I'm looking for.
Awesome.
I don't
And do
see
we
my-
have any DAs on the
Oh,
call
I see.
tonight? Any district administrators on the call tonight?
There we go. Brittany.
See a couple DAs as well. That's awesome. Just wanted to get a grasp for who we got on the call tonight. So we're going to start with some updates, and then we're going to go into the discussion. So first thing, just wanted to do a couple of reminders about the resources that we have available on the international website that you all should have access to. So the first thing is the students should have access to the Membership Update Center. We do provide resources if any of you are having trouble with doing that. And we can also have you email member services if you're having issues with that. But the president, secretary, and treasurer for your club should all have access to the Membership Update Center. That's where they pay dues, have access to resources and all that. And that's also where they pay dues, which we have an exciting new incentive that we're doing this year, the early bird dues incentive. So if clubs pay dues before November 1st, you'll all be entered into a drawing for a pizza party, as well as and you'll receive banner patches in the mail to put on your club banners. Really cool incentive, and we'd love to see as many clubs get involved as possible. We've put out some communications out from international for that, and we'd love to see a lot of clubs get involved with that. The next thing is I just wanted to bring up on the Circle K International website. This is a feature that I've found out a lot of members actually don't know about. The search bar on the CKI website, it's a really easy way to access a lot of resources. So if you're searching for anything, whether it be recruitment resources, whether it be chartering resources, if you're helping out with chartering new clubs, there's a search bar on the CKI International website that will get all of you can find all of the resources. And I would encourage you to stay updated with the website as well, because we do have a lot of announcements that will keep you updated with international. So first thing coming up, CKI's birthday will be in 4 days. So there will be a lot of social media buzz about that. Just a cool thing to keep an eye out for, as well as CKI week, which is coming up next month. We love to get as many clubs involved as possible with in-person service, as well as our social media, blowing up social media that week. So CKI week is a pretty big week for us, and a great way to get a bunch of clubs involved and communicating over social media, communicating in person as well. So just going to give a quick update on the Brick by Brick project as well. So last year we were able to raise over $35,000 as an organization. So for those of you that don't know about the Brick by Brick project, I'm assuming most of you have heard of it by now, but it's a project that has been developing a women-led recycling network over in Cote d'Ivoire to help build sustainable schools. So the recycling network makes these plastic bricks that are used to build schools, and the money also goes towards water and sanitation resources, so that we're able to build hand washing stations, give bars of soap and things like that to help out in Cote d'Ivoire. And also there's a lot of Circle K initiatives involved with this: women's education, childhood development. So it's a great project. And to go toward that project, we raised over $35,000 last year, with our goal this year of raising $40,000. So we're already a good chunk of the way there. We have some projects in the works as well. October is Trick or Treat for UNICEF. So we have advertised it in the past a good amount. It's an initiative that goes with Circle K International as well as Key Club International. So we'd love to see clubs get involved with this. So since Trick or Treat for UNICEF is only a couple weeks away, I'd love to ask, is there anything specifically you would like to see from International promoting this? Or is there anything in terms of resources that we can provide so that your clubs can be successful in Trick or Treat? Last year, we asked this right at the end of Trick or Treat for UNICEF. So we didn't really have the chance to give out the resources, but I'd love to hear your feedback from what your clubs have done in the past and what you'd like to see done this year. Yeah, you can go ahead and unmute if anyone has. You can either raise your hand on the channel or go ahead and unmute and talk. So Emily, go ahead.
Hi all, Emily Scharf, New Jersey District. I was just actually talking to one of my Circle K clubs about this event, and it seems like the Trick or Treat for UNICEF in itself is not as well recognized as it used to be in the past. I don't know if it's not being promoted as well. So in our situation, I feel that the clubs are less likely to participate in it because it is not as well known or / advertised as being partnered with UNICEF and things like that. So if International could even do anything like just putting together a reminder flyer and kind of sending it out so that way it goes to the clubs, or making, an Instagram post about Trick or Treat for UNICEF and that how it relates, the students maybe will see it and become more aware that it does connect to our service partners, our fundraising partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Go ahead, Joan. It seems like you unmuted. Go ahead.
Question. Does Trick or Treat for UNICEF go to Brick by Brick? Or
Yes,
just
it does
general
go.
fund?
It does
Okay.
go to Brick by Brick. So all the funds raised through Circle K's Trick or Treat will go toward Brick by Brick, which is something that a lot of clubs don't know about. So it's something that we can improve on for sure.
Ryan Fluccino, New Jersey, staff advisor. One thing that might be helpful is if something was designed that the students can print out and either tape around their collection bins or something like that, something that kind of draws the eye to people as they're collecting, because they might go and do tabling outside of establishments, or if they're doing, say, a bagging for tips, something like that that draws people's attention to kind of be able to have a visual appeal to it might be helpful, even if it's a PDF of something they can print and tape on themselves. Because part of the situation that we've seen recently is that not only are people less likely to be volunteering, but people are less likely to be giving right now, given the cost of everything that is out there. And I think that if there was a everyone says that, elevator speeches, if there was a PDF of some sort of design that got to the point quickly and effectively, so if people saw it, they'd be more likely to be like, oh, that sounds like an amazing idea. I don't know what that looks like, to be honest with you. It was just something I was thinking about. I know we've been doing some fundraising recently, and found that was some of what people were telling us. Like, I'd love to give, but I need to know that if I'm going to be giving, it's for a worthy cause. And I know the students know about Brick by Brick, but if there was that little bit of that aid, some sort of pamphlet or something that they can cut out and tape on, I think that would go a really long way in assisting some of these students fundraise.
Yeah, so we actually have a canister wrapper on the website, like to put on a donation bin. It's a resource you can, if you search it on that search bar on the website, we do have one of those, but we can also look into making something that's a little flashier too. And
also,
that describes it a little better.
And whatever you have too, making sure the advisors, we're getting emails with some of those resources, because I'll be perfectly frank with you. I spend a lot of time doing a lot of other things, and I do give as much time as I can to this organization as possible. But if I don't get to the website, then I'm not taking the great work y'all are doing. So if we can get like a summary email that has that as well, I'd love to, even if I'm the one who pushes to them and says, hey, you probably got this in an email, but I want to print it out or make sure that I can print it for you in my office. That would be really helpful, and I appreciate it.
Okay, sounds good. We can definitely work on some more regular updates for things like that.
And if you're not seeing it, Sam just put a link in the chat for that.
Thank you. That's great.
Awesome. Does anyone else have anything else to add on Trick or Treat for UNICEF?
Hey, Zach, I'm actually, because this will be the first year that the club I'm advising will actually be doing Trick or Treat for UNICEF, and I'm new as a club advisor. How do your clubs actually do the trick or treating? Are they doing the door-to-door thing? What's the general way that your clubs are carrying out this fundraiser?
Yeah, great question. Thanks, Linda.
High Point U, Circle K, Kiwanis Advisor. I'm going to trick or treat for UNICEF at my club. Go to Kiwani, hit your Kiwani and friends up. Or go door to door, at school. If you get enough quarters make a difference. So
Yeah, that's definitely a great idea. Getting Kiwanis clubs involved is a great way to do it for sure. Go ahead, Carl. I can't hear you, Carl, if you're talking right now.
Oh, hello. Did that work?
Yep,
Yay.
all good.
Okay. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Carl Euskadegi. I am part of the New England District, advisor to our online Circle K. Woo! And something that I remember that we used to do when I was in Circle K many moons ago, we used to make a club Venmo account and just encourage the students to donate to like one person. And then at the end of the period, we would, like, obviously a trustworthy person, we would tell them to like take out the cash, or however UNICEF is now taking the money, to send it in, because most students, at least at my school, we moved away from, I work at a university now. We don't have like cash anymore. We went cashless with all of our dining halls and everything recently. So our students don't have like money. So Venmo, PayPal, even our clubs now at the university I work at, all the clubs are encouraged to have personal PayPal accounts to funnel funds for their fundraisers. So highly encouraged, but that's what we did. And now that's what the school I do does.
Yeah, that's great. I know a lot of students do not carry around cash anymore, so that's helpful for sure.
Hey, Zach, I'll also add to in our stuff that we have online, we have printouts that have direct QR codes. So in those instances, if you're not collecting cash and you don't want to do the Venmo thing or the trustworthy thing, you can actually walk them through kind of if you went to international convention and you saw how we were collecting money for brick by brick, you can stand there and help them walk through using the QR code and going directly to our QGIve and just instructing them, just make sure they're putting in the university and everything so you all get credit. But that way you don't have to deal with the Venmo or anything like that. You can walk them directly through filling out the form if that's something that you need to do with your university.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Sam. All right. Anyone have anything else to add on trick or treat for UNICEF?
I was just going to ask, this is Linda Lother, and Sam, is there a step-by-step for doing that like you did at International Convention?
It's just the QGIve, like it's really self-explanatory. So if you like at the top of the page, you just go to it says donate now. There's not really a step by step because it literally walks you through on how to do it on the actually is the QGIve up? Or I might have missed that today. IT, I think, is updating our QGIve. They have to post it, so it's not there now. I say it will be there within the end of the week, but there will be a QGIve, and it's really self-explanatory. Just the only thing that if you were going to help somebody is just make sure they put your university because we want you all to get credit.
And
So when the
quickly,
QGIve is posted, it will be on the website up there.
Sam, I'm also going to ask you to introduce yourself real quick.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Wagner. I'm the Circle K program specialist. I would tell you all to contact me for anything that you might need, but I'll actually be on maternity leave in like 2 weeks. So you'll still want to contact Josh for all of your needs. But I hope to be back December 4th. But I've been with Circle K for 7 years, I think. I've lost count at this point. But thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for all that you do for Circle K.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam. So we're going to move on to the next update. So October 1st, a reminder that the Tomorrow Fund opens. And this is a great way for clubs to get grants to do projects. So really one of the big membership benefits. So you can get a grant from anywhere between $200 and $2,000. And again, you'll find this on the Circle K International website. It's the Tomorrow Fund. You can apply, clubs can apply, districts can apply, and it's a great way to get funding to do any kind of service project that you just need some extra cash for. And we've had a lot of success with it in the past. The applications will be open from October 1st to December 1st for this cycle. So you'll be able to do projects in the spring or anytime next year with the funds that you receive from this cycle. And if anyone has any questions about it, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to help walk through the applications or do anything you need. Next thing is that the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarships open up on November 1st. Another great membership benefit, great way for students to receive extra benefits for being in Circle K. And it's a great thing to promote to your students as well. Great way to recruit new students with the idea of the potential of getting a scholarship as well. So really encourage promoting this to your clubs. And again, it opens on November 1st, and you'll just have to look up Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarships. And another exciting thing that we had launched last year is the Circle K Alumni Network. So signups are available for last year members, and I'm going to drop the link in the chat for that. It's a great way to network, and we will be expanding it more to offer some mentorship and career opportunities in concurrence with Kiwanis. Right now, there's a job board with some career opportunities on it already, and we're looking to expand that as much as possible this year. We'd love to see the network expand a lot, so all of your seniors are welcome to join, and we'd encourage you to promote it to your clubs again. We also have a new initiative this year called the First Year Ambassador Program, which hopefully you've gotten some communications with your district about. The idea behind the First Year Ambassador Program is that it's a pilot program that will grow club membership, engagement, and retention. So we're looking to provide first-year students with leadership opportunities with the goal of hopefully having them run for officer positions in the future. It's a great opportunity for first-year members. The goal of the position is to market and promote Circle K to other first-year students, so that we're able to attract students to the organization as first years and hopefully retain them for the 4 years. The idea originally came from the Carolinas district, so shout out to them for it. They've had a lot of success in the past. It's a great pipeline. It's a great leadership pipeline that they've developed through that program. So first year students get heavily involved with the club in their first year in it, and then eventually will want to continue on with CKI and take on leadership roles. So it's a great way to continue leadership in the club as well as increase membership. So great for the students and great for the clubs. We'd encourage you to implement this in your clubs. It's a great, very easy to implement. All you need to do is like recruit we suggest like 1, 2, or 3 freshman ambassadors to recruit a few members. And that way, like even if each one is able to recruit like 2 or 3 or even like 5 members, however many you decide, then you're seeing that many more members join your club and that many more people get heavily involved with your club. So again, First Year Ambassador Program is what it's called, and you'll also find some resources for that on the Circle K International website. I'll say that 1,000 times tonight. The website is our best friend, has a ton of resources for you all to take advantage of. So just to wrap up the updates section, I just want to provide you all with the Circle K International, a couple of our goals this year. So our big thing this year is that we'll be focusing on membership growth. Obviously, we took a hit from the pandemic and we're looking to bounce back a lot stronger this year. So the goals from this year are to go from just under 6,700 members to 8,500 members. It's a bold goal, but we're looking to have each of our clubs push to have a 10-member increase. So that is another initiative that we're going to be pushing out. The name is to be determined, but we are looking to have each club aim to increase by 10 members. And that will put us way over our membership goal, but we will be working on incentives for clubs that are able to do this by the dues deadline. And it's a great way to have your clubs like be pushing membership recruitment throughout the year. I know like a lot of clubs focus so much on tabling at the beginning of the year, but we want to ensure that they are focusing on recruitment throughout the year and really pushing to grow by 10. It looks like we have a question. Mitchell, go ahead.
So I'm really excited about the idea of the groups growing. I can tell you one issue that we've run into at my school. I'm at University of Virginia's College at Wise, is our students, a lot of them come from poverty. And so we can't really collect much more than a few dollars from each of them as a dues. And the more students we have enrolled, the higher our dues are. And I think last year it was something like $1,200. And so I think a concern we have is how can we maintain growth and still be able to afford to, pay the dues and everything, while still allowing individuals who come from impoverished backgrounds to be a part of the club.
Yeah, so to work on dues payments, I know there are a lot of different ways that clubs tackle that issue. Reaching out to the school for support is not one of the ways that we do it, and also reaching out to Kiwanis for support. Sponsoring Kiwanis clubs are willing to help a lot of the time, and also looking into fundraising on your own. So if, say, like you're able to fundraise to help cover at least some of the dues, and some students are able to pay, it's really going to be a combination of raising money, getting money from students, and then asking for money or working with Kiwanis clubs. So a great way that my school does it is we have a great relationship with our Kiwanis club, and we go and volunteer for them, and that kind of builds the relationship with our Kiwanis club so that we're able to get the financial support while also giving them support for the events they need. So a lot of different ways to do it, and I don't have a perfect answer for you, honestly. I don't know if any of the other advisors on the call have experienced similar issues and have good solutions for it.
I was gonna say, sorry to interrupt you. I was gonna say, like, we do those things, but we're just always looking for ways to be able to afford to take on more members. Yeah.
Zach, I wanted to add that can Sam or Josh share the information about where dues cap for a club? How large is a club when the dues caps? Dues kind of
Sam?
get to a maximum number.
I'm not sure what it is. I feel like there's a New Jersey club that we went through with it this year.
I frankly was not aware that there was a cap.
There
There's
is. Let me
Yeah,
find
there's
out.
a cap. I forget the exact number too. In the meantime, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, our Kiwanis Club has a fireworks stand, which we could not have without Circle K, because 90% of the sales they do. So the Kiwanis Club gives a percentage of the profits to Circle K, and Circle K uses that money to substantially reduce the dues, because a lot of our students are also impoverished. So that's a great way if you have a program like that. It could also be, the pancake breakfast where the Kiwanis is selling tickets, that if you can negotiate a piece of that action and use that for dues, maybe that will help you.
Yeah, that's a awesome idea. Both of those ideas were awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
And just to go back to that previous conversation, I believe the dues cap is at 86 members. Thank you, Jennifer, for putting that in the chat. I believe that is correct. Does anyone else have any creative ideas for fundraising for their clubs, fundraising to cover dues payments?
One thing that we've seen be a very successful fundraiser is to contact your local grocery store and to do bagging for tips. I know that Stockton Circle K did that this week, and they raised over $600 in 4 hours. I know and that's in New Jersey, where we don't allow plastic bags anymore. So in some of your areas where those things, plastic bags are still around, you could be very successful if you look to bag for tips. I mean, if you're able to, get on that 2-3 times during your academic year, you might be in a position where you can really, you could probably cover, especially in your case, Mitchell, if you're looking for $1,200, if you can do 2-3 of them in the year, you might be able to cover it right straight away.
Yeah, that's absolutely something we haven't thought about in the past. And this is actually my first year as a CKI advisor, but that's really helpful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great idea as well, Brian. Thank you.
Can you explain a little bit more clearly how that works?
Sure. So what you would do is, local grocery stores, you would have to call their management, and sometimes if it's like a communal like group that owns a couple of them, you contact the manager and say, hey, or having the student, your president, maybe if they can get that done, and they'll contact them. And what they end up doing is they stand at the end of the counters, where the conveyor belts end, and what they would do is they stand at the end, they have a collection jar, bin, whatever you want to do, dress it up. So, and what they say is, hey, we're bagging. And if you're so motivated to, and they just bag the groceries. They don't say, we'll bag it for a tip. They're just bagging and helping. And then, oh, what are you doing here? Where are you from? They're wearing their club t-shirts, something like that. And they go, oh, we're fundraising. And in this instance, since it's strict club money you're trying to raise, you do something like, oh, you have your little elevator speech and you say, we're raising funds so that we're a local group of college students who are looking to be able to, volunteer and have our dues covered so that we can continue to be a group and volunteer around the community. And so you work with that out and you get a couple of days you can sign up at the grocery stores. I know a couple states that they do it in. I'm not sure if that's, nationwide, but I know a couple states on the East Coast that do it. And like I said, you get we only had 4 people at a time. So we only had 4 lines over the 4 hours. And it was $682, I want to say, we raised in 4 hours. Now it is a very popular thing in a lot of areas. So if you go now, you might not get that till, beginning of November. But if you can get one of those November dates leading up to Thanksgiving, a lot of people in there, you might be in a good position where you'll get some good money. And it's really all about big smiles, bagging quick, and making sure you don't break the eggs. But it's definitely a very successful thing we've noticed with a great ROI.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
It's a good idea.
Awesome. Anything else to add there before we move on? Awesome. So the second goal I wanted to share.
Zach, sorry, just one thing. It may be helpful for your working with your Kiwanis clubs. Many Kiwanis clubs don't realize that CKI can fundraise to pay dues. Kiwanis clubs cannot do that for their own dues, but they can for their service leadership programs. So they can fundraise with you or for you for your dues.
Great point, Linda. Thank you. So the other goal I wanted to share was our service hour goal for this year. So as an organization this past year, we completed 117,000 service hours. And we are looking to increase that to 130,000 this year. So at an individual level, our goal for that is going to be 20 hours per member. We really wanted to break these goals down. So the 10 members per club, the 20 hours per member, so that it's a lot more tangible for the members to see. Because even me looking at it, 130,000 does not mean anything personally to me. But looking at that as a per member thing is a great way to look at it. So the 20 hours again would put us over our goal, but that's what we are aiming to push for our club. So 20 hours per member would be amazing to look at. So next we're going to move on to just some more questions. So first thing was, how well do your clubs know about district and international opportunities? We really want to make sure that all of our clubs are getting the communications and know about our organization well enough. So just curious if you have any comments on that.
This is Brian Coleman from CU Boulder, Kiwanis Advisor. And we just had our student involvement fair at CU, and I was blown away by how many young people signed up for CKI. Now, it's great if you sign them up, but how are you going to keep them? So that's my major question. I see there's a lot of activities we can engage in, but we want to make sure that they feel that they have a role, that they know that they're supported by the local Kiwanis club. But just generally speaking, I mean, the whole concept of servant leadership is very important. And the other thing I want to know, did we ever get that? It was like a global leadership program put together. Has already been rolled out? I think that was 2 years ago. I heard about that. And I think we might want to push that to our students, because I think it's a great opportunity for them. And it really adds extra value to what we do in CKI.
Yes, the Global Leadership Certificate, like Sam just said in the chat, has been rolled out. We have a number of courses that we will be updating throughout the year. So we'll continue to add to that program and continue to make it more valuable for our students.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So another thing, this is a general question. What can CKI do better to support you all in your roles? Is there anything that you would like to see from us specifically? Anything in your roles that you want to see for your clubs? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, it was, excuse me, I'm sorry. It was mentioned earlier in regard to brick by brick, but it should be a general comment. I have mostly very young college students because I'm at a 2-year school. So I'm the faculty and Kiwanis Advisor at Orange Coast College in California. So they're not real sophisticated, although they're better at technology than I think it's important for us as advisors to get a whole lot more communication about what's going on from Circle K International. We get very little. So all of this stuff today, I would have loved to see a month ago, because in the last month is when our students were planning for the year. Now there's still hope, and I'll help them with all of the stuff at their board meeting tomorrow. But I don't honestly have time to search your website for what's new. And I bet you a whole lot of advisors are in the same boat. So you could help us in that regard.
Okay, some more detailed monthly updates for you all might be helpful.
That would really help me.
Sam just mentioned, so Circle K International does send out the monthly updates. Are you getting those? Are most of you getting those updates?
I don't think I'm getting them.
So you need to send us your email. So we've been sending this stuff out in our monthly. We started out in August. We take a break during the summer, but all of this information has been going out. The problem is, like, so with Brick by Brick, we're at UNICEF's mercy to get that stuff out, but the general information doesn't change each year. And so every year we partner with Brick by Brick, and we've been trying to roll out the information like CKI week and CKI's birthday. We've been doing that for at least since August. So please, if you're not on our email list, please let us know, and we'll get you added to it. And just please be reading those. Those are they come out. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong. They should be the second or third week of every month. Check the calendars. We try to link everything to make it easier, because we understand you're not going to sift through the website, but we put that in our monthly updates. Because again, we try to help you get that information so you all can be planning a month to 2 months in advance.
And just if I can jump into, we are very cognizant of email fatigue, and I'm sure you all have to deal with that in your day-to-day jobs. And so we try to make sure that we're not inundating you with this and that and the other thing in forms of different emails either. So that's kind of why one reason why it's settled on kind of this monthly rhythm for advisor updates.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you both. So Tammy just asked where she can submit her email. If you can just drop that in the chat, either Sam or Josh, when you get the chance.
Can you do us a favor and put like your name, like Tammy Stewart /email? And so that way, because we're going to turn these into comms and they're going to want to link them to a specific person. And if you send me a funky email, I don't have anybody to attach it to, because they're going to want to hook it up in our system. So just go ahead and send us your first and last name and then / your email. Thank you.
Go ahead, Brian.
And if you're not, before you send us emails, please check they're under CKI. They should be CKI update. And just make sure you're checking your junk as well, because sometimes your account could be fighting. And also something really important to remember, if you've unsubscribed from any Kiwanis emails, that's why you're not getting them. So our system is one big system. The moment that you unsubscribe from even one Kiwanis email, you lose access to our Circle K ones, and we can't do anything about that.
We cut you off. You're done. No,
Yep.
well, we kind of, I guess we kind of do. And if you're watching the recording, then just email me. You've gotten the invite from well, you might not have my email address, but I'll put it in the chat anyway. So if you're watching the recording, you can just send us your information via email and we can get it into the system.
I have a question. I know back a couple years ago, I did, I don't, for lack of a better name, it's what we call youth protection and scouting. I can't remember what it was called in Circle K, but how often does that have to be updated?
Youth protection training needs to be updated every, background check should be updated every 2 years based on when it completed. Kiwanis Club, if you're a Kiwanis member, on an annual basis, youth protection training review, the policy should be reviewed on an annual basis. The clock resets October 1st, like through the program year. And then if you're an advisor or a district administrator, we do have abuse prevention courses through the Presidium Academy, like learning platform. And if you go to, and I'll put it in the chat, we have all these requirements listed at Kiwanis.org youth protection. And I will say that while Circle K members, you know, typically they're over 18, the only policy that doesn't apply to Circle K members is really the chaperones. So the chaperone policy and the chaperone ratios applies to K through 12 grades, just because the CKI students are over. But when it comes to keeping them safe and reporting any issues and our helpline, all that information can be found on the youth protection site.
Perfect. Thank you. Go ahead, Brian Plucino.
Thank you. I wanted to revisit again, I bring it up every so often, that one thing I think would help clubs that receive funding from their school but are otherwise unable to use said funding always because it's a dues, it's a membership fee, is that I know you all have all this great information you've built into these resource online course, items that you've built and have. If there was a way to put even just a small website or web page together that offers it to students that even if they're not members, could pay a yearly fee, aka the amount that the international dues are, right? If they're able to do that, and then it comes with a complimentary 1-year membership in Circle K, then institutions like my own would be able to use the funding the institution provides them towards dues. This is something in higher education that we see a lot where, for example, I'm part of a KUHO in residential life. I have coworkers who are part of NASPA, and a lot of these things will do. If you come to, say, a conference, then you receive a 1-year complimentary membership in the organization as a part of it. And doing something like that, it opens the door that, like for myself, I've worked very hard to get funding from the institution. And if something like that, was simply put on the website and I was able to provide that as proof, I'd be able to then bring that forward to the institution and be able to utilize funds to cover dues memberships. So, I had worked with, a couple previous people in charge about trying to get it off the ground, and it kind of fell apart at the end there, but I'd be more than willing to have conversations about that with someone offline at some point to try to walk through how that would help a number of institutions be able to use some of those student funds to get some membership.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know navigating finances with the school is definitely difficult. And if you want to reach out with your specific idea. I'm going to drop my email in the chat, the president@circlek.org. You can all feel free to reach out if you have any questions as well. But just a good way to communicate if you have any questions as well after tonight.
I've got a couple of questions, I guess. This has gone very, very quickly. I just looked online. I don't see any information on Trick or Treat for UNICEF, on how to do it, what to do, what the process is. It's referred to in the
It's
brick
up
by
at the
brick
top.
section. Hang on, let me finish. It's referred to in the brick by brick project, which I think is a great idea, but I can't find any information on it, and our club has never done it, so I don't understand what it is really or how it works. You also mentioned about some kind of a scholarship starting November 1. I got the name of it, a Kiwanis Children's Fund. Was that correct? You could just do these one at a time. Answering me, because that sounds interesting. Well, I don't know anything from information on that. Couldn't find anything at the webpage about that either. But I did find something about a signature project contest, which is relatively new, which looks very interesting, that you have not mentioned. I'd like to get some more information on that. So where can I get more information on Trick or Treat for UNICEF to start?
All of the brick or all the Trick or Treat for UNICEF stuff, the information that you're going to find is on that brick by brick website. If you click on the resources, it'll walk you through what it is. Other than that, if you'd like to visit, if you want to know more about UNICEF specifically, you can Google UNICEF.
It's not,
Trick or
I'm
Treat for
asking
UNICEF,
about
and you can learn.
how Trick or Treat for UNICEF works, and I can't seem to find it.
So Brian just dropped a link in the chat, and
Yeah,
that'll bring
I
you
clicked
right
the
to
link on the main page that said brick by brick in the main middle of it on the bottom, and that
There's
link
all
was right
kinds of
in.
information on Brick by Brick. It says, yes, we do trick or treating for Brick by Brick. What is the trick or treating process? What is that project? How do we do that? What is that? I can't find any information on it. I'm not familiar with it at all. How do I introduce this to my clubs? Lots of information on Brick by Brick. That's not the problem. The question is, how do the trick or treat for UNICEF work? What do the kids do? How do they do it? How do we raise money doing that? That's the simple question I have.
Yeah, so
Can I?
go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay. So Trick or Treat for UNICEF started a long time ago, but instead of going around and trick or treating for candy, the students are going around and trick or treating for money for UNICEF. And that's all it is. It's a relatively simple project, but and they can do it all year long. That's all it is.
Gotcha. Just door to door.
Yeah.
Like trick or treating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or holding a fundraiser and kind of like, trick or treating or whatever. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's really all I need to know. And that scholarship you mentioned that starts November 1st, what is that called again? And what's it for?
It's from the Kiwanis Children's Fund.
Okay.
So if you look up the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarship, I don't have a link for it yet because the application isn't open yet, but you'll be able to find it.
Is it in the Circle K web?
So it'll be on the, yes, it will be on the Circle K website once it opens up.
Okay, well, I'll hunt around for that then too. And then
And if you look up,
what is the signature project contest?
the signature project contest,
Yeah,
so
it says it's
we
new, so.
you saw that on the website, so that should be the award that we gave out the last year for signature projects that clubs are able to submit. So when we apply for awards, when clubs or members apply for awards, there's the signature project. So whatever sort of cool project your club has done, you can submit to potentially win an international award.
And what is the award? Is it money or recognition, a plaque?
It's recognition and it's a certificate.
Be great if it were money.
Would be great. We do have a
Hi.
lot of international awards though. Yeah, go ahead. Whoever is talking. It looks
Go.
like we have a couple of hands raised too.
This is a brick by brick. Last year, this year, High Point U, which is in the Carolinas district, got the award for the significant project for Miss High Point U, which raised $11,000 for brick by brick. And Zach, I'm going to see you at lunch on Friday. They're already over 12,000 as of a couple minutes ago. So yay. And we're looking forward to seeing the trustees that are coming down. And we're excited. And they're really doing great. They're a little frazzled, getting ready, but we're excited.
Yes, huge shout out to High Point University for their winning project this past year. It was the biggest fundraiser for Brick by Brick, and I will actually be going down there next week, so I'm very excited for it. And I know we had a couple more hands raised that got put down, so if you want to go ahead now. I'm not sure who it was.
I'm Lizzie. I'm the Kiwanis Advisor for Ohio State University. And for Trick or Treat for UNICEF, what our students do is about a week before Halloween, we will go into the neighborhood and put out flyers about Trick or Treat for UNICEF and about Brick by Brick so that the neighborhoody communities know that we're coming around to collect donations. And then our students will go around on Halloween when trick or treat is in Columbus, Ohio, and then they'll like collect the donations in the community because we have some like rich neighborhoods around Ohio State who will donate money to us. So that's how we do our trick or treat for UNICEF.
Awesome, thanks, Lizzie.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great idea to advertise it beforehand. That way they're not kind of shocked by it too. Awesome. So we are just getting past 9 o'clock. So I just want to see if any of you have any more questions that you would like answered before the next call. Anything, if you have any questions that come up after this, feel free to reach out to my email that I dropped in the chat, or reach out to Kiwanis staff as well. They're very happy to help. Yeah, but any last minute questions, last minute comments, cool things your club's done, anything, open floor time.
Well, this has certainly been informative. I appreciate you taking time on this, and it should be something done maybe quarterly or something like that, perhaps. I don't know what you have in mind, because this is the first time I've participated in something like this for Circle K. So keep up the good work, because this will clarify the air a lot about things, make communication better. I believe that for sure.
Yeah, of course, happy we
would
could help.
recommend that if you, any of the advisors on here, if you are in contact with other advisors, other schools in your district, share the information about these meetings or about the recordings with them as well.
Yeah,
Jeff, I have a suggestion. If you could send out an email with all the chats that went on there, because you have a lot of websites and stuff like that, and I've been taking notes on it, but you just have one little thing wrong and it's not going to work. So if you could forward that list of chats for this meeting to all the participants, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, the highlights would be really helpful. We go back and take a look at it again.
Yeah. I'm also a Circle K advisor at a community college. That the club survived the pandemic. Oh my goodness, so many clubs went down, even university clubs went down. So we survived. We got our new officers, which were just truly outstanding, and Club Rush. So I'll be there helping them, and my new faculty advisor is awesome. So we're going to be working with the students at Moore Park College. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Well, thank you, everybody, for your time.
Ah,
Yes, thank you.
well, I look forward to email and join you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Cheers.
Have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
My audio.
Thanks, y'all.
Right.
Thanks, Josh.
Everyone.
Good night.